and Lindsay Mark.
Hi, everyone. I bought a condolence card for a friend. It had a sunset on it and a mountainscape, and it said, "I'm so sorry for the loss of your grandmother. Your grandmother brought so many people so much joy." And I said a little prayer to my own grandmother in heaven before I took my pen, crossed off grandmother, and wrote, "Titties." I'm so sorry for the loss of your titties. Your titties brought so many people so much joy. See, my friend had a breast reduction. It's sad. It's okay to feel that. I will change her name for privacy reasons. Schmelzy. My grandmother reached down from heaven and looked in my eyes, and I felt her gently caress my face, and she said, "Oh." Grandma had great tits. Grandma had the kind of tits that a boy feels through a sweater one time at a dance, and then comes back from war 4 years later and marries you. At least when she was young. Later in life, maybe not so much, when she was tucking them into her socks and feel them when playing footsie. I've been pressing my tits on a lot of people lately, not to get a marriage proposal, but I've been dancing a lot of tango, which is a very heart-to-heart connected improvised dance. And finding a great tango partner is sort of like a Goldilocks and the Three Bears situation. If they're too short, you end up with your boobs, one on each shoulder. If they're too tall, you end up in the belly button region. And there's really only room for one in there if they're an innie, The perfect partner, you end up dancing nip to nip, which is really where the communication happens. Turn left, step backwards, wrap your leg around my leg. So Schmelzy had a bye-bye boobies party, and we had a lot of great games. We had a booby pinata and a booby dartboard, but my favorite was the pin the nipples on the boobies. And the dudes were very confident they knew where the nipples were until we put a blindfold on them and spun them around a couple of times. And I was like, "Sure, you know where the nipples are, just like you know where the clitoris is, and you know where the bacilla colliculus is." At some point I was like, "All right, someone give me a breastfed baby up here," and of course they nailed it. And by the way, I totally just invented bacilla colliculus, but there were dudes in this room who were like, "I know where that is." Shout out if you like big boobs. Yeah, shout out if you like small ones. Well, I used to have one of each. When my youngest was nursing, he really hated one of my boobs. Apparently the left one tasted like magic and milkshakes and life, and the right one tasted like dog shit. And I tried to trick him by turning him backwards and rolling over and putting him upside down and wearing a mask of the left boob, and it was just a no-go. Dog shit still tastes like dog shit when you're upside down. So I think about what kind of tango partner I would need if I still had one huge one and one little one. Probably a very lopsided guy, or maybe someone with like a gaping chest cavity, so that we could fit. But we're all just puzzles, aren't we? We're all looking for the pieces that match us. A man once told me his penis curved to the left, and I was like, "Cool, so does my vagina." And then I realized that actually only works if he's behind me, so bonus. It's not a big curve, you guys, it's just a little curve. It's right above my bacilla colliculus.